I'm Nick Seco from HomeRight Windows and Doors, and we're located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we do vinyl replacement windows, we do steel and fiberglass entry doors, we do aluminum storm doors, and we do sliding patio doors, all made by Provia. The windows are a vinyl replacement window, and it could be anything from double hungs to casements to bay and bow windows and everything in between. So when somebody calls in the office and needs an estimate, they get Roxanne on the phone typically, and she would schedule an appointment for me to come out and take some measurements, provide some literature, go through what options we have, and then I would follow up within about 24 to 48 hours with an estimate with all the details of the products as well as the installed price. I find that we're typically much more affordable than the companies that you see advertising on TV or in a lot of other places. If they're spending a lot of advertising dollars, obviously they're passing those costs on to their consumers. You could go to our website at homerightwaynesboro.com, or you could call us at 717-749-4874.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState.
Welcome to Let's Talk TriState, all powered by HomeRight Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, the right choice, online, homerightwaynesboro.com. Joining us, we have someone that we've had on Let's Talk TriState before, but it has been a while, probably back almost a year ago coming up on. This is Randy Wilson. Randy is the owner of Real PD. Now, he's a business coach, a teacher, a team builder, a DISC or DISC consultant, and strategic planner. Now, we'll get into what all that means here in just a few minutes, but Randy, good to have you back, my friend.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Pleasure is all ours. So you've worked with a lot of teams.
Yes.
And that includes the leaders, the organizations overall. We're going to jump right in here. What are some of the most common challenges that you encounter when working with those groups and individuals?
One of the biggest challenges, and it seems like it's a common theme no matter the industry, no matter the level within the organization, are the stories that we tell ourselves, right? I'm not smart enough. My boss doesn't like me. There's fear about making mistakes, which they brought over from the prior job, right? And my decisions aren't good enough, so the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and more guess before they even make a decision. So it's the stories, it's the beliefs that we have. A pile of BS. I don't know if you've heard of pile of BS is belief systems. Pile of belief systems, and it's built up over years and years and years, and unless people become aware of it, they continue on with those things, and it impacts their daily life, and they don't even know it.
I think to speak to that is, people often misinterpret the difference between will and desire when it comes to making mistakes. So do I have the desire to mess up? No. No one should have the desire to mess up. But are you willing to mess up? Are you willing to make that mistake? Are you willing to take the risk? Massive difference. Yes, I'm willing to take that risk. And I've always said, I learn a heck of a lot more from my mistakes than I ever have my successes.
That's right.
But are these challenges, are they consistent across industries, or do they vary based on the kind of industry you're talking to?
I work across so many industries, and it's consistent.
Yeah.
It's medical, accounting, schools, janitorial, engineering, manufacturing. It's common.
What do you feel is the reason for this? Is this something, better asked, is this something that we tend to go into our professional lives already having these negative thoughts, or is it something that we build over time, or is it both?
It could. So some of these things could be positive thoughts, right? So we go into life having created all these beliefs early on in life. What do our parents tell us? Grandparents, schools, all these influences, they teach us these things, and then it continues on into life. And it's I don't know if you know this, but most of our programming happens up until we're age 7.
Okay.
Right. So imagine all that's happened in your life by the time you're age 7. all that then continues on into your life, into your adulthood, and here we are. I'm 60, and you're 30-something, maybe.
Approaching 45.
45.
Yeah.
And unless we're aware of all that stuff that we learned back then, it'll just continue.
Okay.
And it could be positive, could be negative. But,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Understood. So now, first of all, what is a DISC or DISC consultant?
Well, it's a personality assessment. You might have heard of Myers-Briggs, Enneagram, right?
Yep.
It's the same kind of thing.
Okay.
The D, I, S, and C are 4 different personalities. So D is a dominant. Like you think about police officers, maybe, take charge.
Sure.
I's are influencers, someone who's very colorfully dressed, likes to joke, likes to have fun. The S is the steady, the routine, the family person that doesn't like change. They don't like confrontation. And then the C are very conscientious. They're rule followers. So 4 different personalities.
Interesting. I love that.
Yeah.
So as far as being a coach and a DISC consultant, how do you start to unpack the challenges that you encounter?
To start asking questions, right? But go back to, you mentioned desire. A lot of times I'll start off with a question: what's your level of desire for change, right? And if somebody's, on a scale of 1 to 10, if somebody doesn't have a very strong desire, then I can't really help.
Right.
But if they have a desire, then okay, I just start asking questions. That's really what coaching is.
Sure.
A lot of questions.
Yeah, getting to know your audience.
Following, yeah, that's it. And that's how we start unpacking and paying attention to what's being said and what's not being said. Paying attention to body language. Like I had a guy I was coaching, for instance, and he had his own business. He wanted to make $5 million this upcoming year. And he had made like $2 million. I want to get to $5 million. It's going to be hard. I want to get to 5. In 10 minutes, he said, I want to get to $5 million. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, right? So he's creating the story in his head. So I went up to his whiteboard and I wrote 2 sentences. I said, which of these feels better? I want to get to 5 million, it's going to be hard, or I want to get to 5 million and I know I can make it.
Yeah.
He's like, wow. The second one.
Sure.
Exactly, right? So
Not to mention, take yourself back. However many years did you think you'd get to 2?
Right. Yeah. Right. You
Here we are.
Yeah.
And they always say the first million's the hardest to make.
That's right.
But so that's very good. Yes, it's as you said, listening, of course.
Yep.
Now, how about communication? That all ties into it. Something that I think we all believe that we are good or at least decent communicators. But we often struggle with it. How do we struggle with it? How do teams identify it? How do they fix it?
Can you rephrase that?
Sure. So how do you help teams identify and fix communication breakdowns?
Okay. I often start with DISC because each personality has a communication style.
Okay.
Right? The D's are very direct, right? And they may come across as abrasive. The I is just going to want to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and not really get to anything. The S is just very nice, very slow. They're going to have trouble formulating ideas. And the C, they're just going to ask a lot of questions.
Okay.
Right? So you think about within a team, those 4 personalities, the D is let's go, bottom line only. They don't care about details. C's like, well, give me details. And the D's like, I don't want to give you details, but I want details. And there ends up being friction.
Sure.
And so a big piece of that is helping individuals within the team understand these tendencies of each individual, and there's nothing wrong with it.
And then managing your expectations.
That's it. Yeah.
That seems to me that's what ultimately leads to is if I know how this person responds or what they need when I present or when they present to me or the group, then I can better, acknowledge all of that. And to your point, I can see it in my head playing out that does create just this much better workflow.
It does.
And what you're saying is you're not saying that a D suddenly needs to become an I.
Right.
So how do you flow with that? How do you say to people, because I think most people, and I always say I like to ask the obvious questions.
Yeah.
I think most people would look at what you just described.
Yeah.
And they would say, so you are identifying differences. And that's all well and good, but what do I do with them? Because to me, and again, I'm speaking as someone who may be looking at this from 30,000 feet, but to me, if I identify these differences, am I trying to change them? Should I try to bring them over to my I, or should this C become, I'm trying to change the C to a D, or if you're a manager and you know you have all of these, you've got to compose the symphony.
That's it, right? So it's really not trying to change anybody, not changing yourself either, because you are who you are.
Right.
You're just recognizing how you can adapt to the communication. If I'm supervising you and I'm trying to communicate, and I'm saying I'm perhaps a D straightforward and you're a C wanting all these questions, it's my job as a communicator to adapt to you and give you time, know that you're going to ask questions, so it's okay.
Right.
It's okay. All right, what other questions might you have? Right, and just work through that. And again, not try to make you become more bottom line up front. Let's just go to my way.
Right.
But just understand and adapt.
I was probably about 5 or 6 years ago, a change happened in me.
Yeah.
I was more, I don't want to say fly by the seat of your pants, but it's the best thing I can say right now.
Yeah.
And I would never, I didn't have, if you'd have asked me, what do you have to do today? Don't really know. I get to work and I know I would do well at what I did, but it was just, there wasn't much in the way of organization to it. And when I started to take on more responsibility, I realized that I need organization in my life. Suddenly, I became the biggest list maker I'd ever seen. I bought Post-its that have the to-do list on them. Helped me immensely, still to this day, helped me immensely. And I think that that's kind of a little bit of a microcosm of what you're talking about, is how do you adapt to what this person needs? Sometimes I think we have to adapt to what we need and we don't know it.
That's it, right? Yeah, so that's part of the coaching, is bring out that awareness. You know, how could you be better?
How could you make $5 million?
It's right.
What would get you there, right? Of course. So what advice would you give our viewers who are facing some of the same issues that you've described, and whether it be team conflict, you have leadership fatigue, or a lack of direction? How would you address them?
The word grace comes to mind.
Oh, yes.
Give yourself grace first for being who you are and maybe not being exactly who you think you need to be at a certain time.
Sure.
Right? You beat yourself up because you make a mistake, right? Whatever that is, give yourself grace. And then be ready to give everybody else grace too, because they all have stories, right? They all have things that happened in their life all the way up till now. Say, you know what? I really appreciate you. Tell me more, right? Let's just talk.
Yeah.
And just grace. Grace would be the word.
And Randy, I'm sure you're going to, you would be able to speak to this like crazy, but the one thing that I have learned since I've been in management for about 5 years is everyone's primary desire from someone in leadership is to feel that they are being heard.
Yes.
I cannot,
Yes.
knowing that, and also being willing to sleep on something prior to, don't react.
Right.
Sleep, contemplate, step away from it, get out of the building, whatever it is, and then come back and address. You may find out it's not a big enough deal to address.
That's right.
But yet, yesterday, man, I was ready to go. You know where, you won't believe this. Well, actually, you probably won't believe
probably.
this. One of the greatest pieces of advice or lessons that was ever taught to me, you'll never guess where and by whom.
Your kids?
No.
No?
It was in checkout line at Lowe's.
No kidding.
So here's I love telling this story because it really is 100% accurate. So I'm in line at Lowe's at the pro counter, and it was bunch of lumber and whatever else. I'm coming up the aisle that runs with the checkout line, but there's that main aisle that separates.
Yep.
There was a gentleman who was at that corner who I didn't see. He was actually in line.
Yeah.
And he was there before me. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
So when it looked like it was my turn, so I thought, I started to go up. And when I saw him, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Go right ahead.
Yeah.
He said, I wish I could see this man today.
Yeah.
He said to me, he goes, go ahead. Tomorrow it won't matter at all. And man, when he said that to me, it stuck with me.
Yeah.
It was a seed that I've allowed to affect so much, is, will this matter tomorrow?
That's such a good piece.
It's
of
unbelievable.
advice. Yeah.
I wish I could say I came up with it myself, but this
Yeah.
gentleman in a Lowe's checkout line
Yeah.
threw that wisdom at me. I'm like, wow.
You needed to hear that at the right moment.
You better believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was absolutely incredible. So, for anyone listening, Randy, who wants to take your services, take you up on this, do you have an introductory type session, whether it be virtual or whatever, that you're willing to offer?
Yep. Yeah. My first session is free, really. I mean, because I want to ask questions.
Sure.
I want to find out where you are, where you want to go, and how do we get there, right? Because everybody's got a different vision. Every team has different things, and I really need to understand before I create a solution or a path forward. So it's just conversation. Yeah, let's have some coffee, whatever drink you prefer.
Okay.
Let's just chat.
And I'm assuming you can serve any area really when you think about it,
Yeah.
because with the virtual ability that everyone has. But if you physically meet in person, what's your radius of service?
Be Frederick down into a little bit into West Virginia up to Harrisburg and west. I never went too far west.
Okay.
But yeah.
Very good. RealPD.com is the website.
RealPD.com.
Check it out. Randy is an absolutely amazing gentleman. Just a wonderful conversation. I could talk to him for 2 hours here. But we'll have you back, Randy. Would love to do that. Maybe
Sounds
we
good.
can dial in, or maybe if you have a client who would be willing to come in and sit with you and discuss how you've helped them and what they learned from your services. I think that'd be really good.
That would be really good. Okay. I'll take that idea and I'll find someone.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Appreciate you being here,
I
Randy.
appreciate you too.
Take care of yourself. And we also appreciate you being here and joining us today on Let's Talk TriState.
Let's talk TriState.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk TriState, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.